All right, good morning, YouTube. So today on the vlog, we're gonna go ahead and hit the gym like normal. I'll explain a little bit more about what we're doing in the gym afterward. And then I think we're gonna do some garage cleanup and get ready to do a shoot for the V-Rod here. See if I can show you that. We're setting this up and we'll get the garage cleaned up. So we can shoot the return of the V-Rod video for YouTube as well. So let's make today's vlog about that. All right, guys, so we're wrapping up the gym. Gym went really good today. We did legs, a little bit of everything, like I said earlier. One thing that I would try if you are trying to really get a highly focused, explosive workout is, so I did all of my lifting. I always do that in the front of my workout. I'll try to do a little bit of stretching, and then I'll do all of my lifting for 45 minutes to an hour depending on the day, and then I always wrap up, or I'm starting to wrap up with cardio. But what I do with my cardio, or try to do, is I try to do cardio for anywhere from 2 to 4 minutes, and then 2 to 4 minutes I'll stop for 30 seconds, a minute, go grab some lighter weights and do whatever workout or whatever focused muscle group I'm working on, and do that for 30 seconds to a minute, 10 set, 15 set, whatever I can get, and then jump back on the machine for another 2 to 3 minutes. Highly explosive. You're gonna find that your muscles and your body's working a lot harder, even if you're going for a slow speed on the treadmill. So check that out. All right. Alright guys, so welcome back. Hey, thanks for tuning into the vlog series we've got going here. And part of today is we worked out earlier. I'm going to talk a little bit about what we're doing in the gym and kind of our goals for 2017. We're also going to do some garage cleanup. I'll kind of talk through what we've got going on in here a little bit, and then we'll call it a vlog. So the gym. I go to the gym as often as I can. There are days where I take time off from the gym. Traditionally speaking, if I'm doing a lot of heavy lifting throughout the week, I'll either do a cardio day or I just won't go to the gym once a week, sometimes twice a week, depending on what we have going on. If I get really busy, then obviously there are times where the gym has to back seat. But traditionally speaking, depending on your lifting style or what you're doing at the gym, you'll want to take at least a couple of days off for recovery. However, the only caveat to that, in my opinion, is going to be if you're doing cardio or you're doing some kind of swimming or something that's more cardiovascular and not so high intense to where you're breaking down muscles. Now, if you're doing cardio 5 days a week, fantastic. You can more than likely do that 7 days a week without really tearing yourself up too much. But you have to gauge that. I gauge it when I work out, and traditionally I try to work out as much as I possibly can. I've been pushing myself, as you've seen in some of the other videos. I'm up to, an hour to 2 hours, depending on the day and depending on what I'm doing. I'm pushing myself harder and further. Why? Because it's time that I really take the gym serious. I'm starting to eat a little bit better, and I'm gonna, like I said earlier, I'm gonna focus on eating even better as time progresses. But that's my goal. My goal is to slim down and retain as much muscle as I can, and it's gonna be an adventure over the next few months, as you guys will see, because it's going to be in the vlog. But as far as days off go, gauge it yourself. If you're extremely fatigued, first off, you need to check your water consumption. That's normally what most people get the heavy fatigue from. Second, you should really look into what you're eating. Are you getting enough nutrients to feed the muscles, to feed your body what it needs so you can either lift or do cardio or whatever it is. But you got to gauge that. Now, there's a lot of great books out there. There's podcasts dedicated to it. There's YouTube channels dedicated to it. And there's a lot of guys with a lot of knowledge in multiple different aspects. I'll link some of the guys that I enjoy watching on YouTube below, so you guys can check that out. There's guys like Bradley Martyn, who's kind of a funny, he's a big bodybuilder. There's Athlean, and a few other guys. I'll put their links below. Of course, there's millions of resources for fitness now, but the biggest thing that I would say to you, especially if you're a normal person, you got a job, you got kids, or you got a wife, or you got a girlfriend, or a boyfriend, or whatever your scenario is, you're probably not able to hit the gym multiple hours every day. You're probably not eating 8 to 10 meals a day. Why? Because it's not the way that we're built. It doesn't build into your normal day. It's not built into my normal day. I've got too much to do, and to do that, it takes a lot of time, energy, effort, and you got to take away from something else you're doing. Now, I'm not saying you can't do that, because obviously there's thousands of people that are. However, most of us have kids or a wife or a boyfriend or a husband, or they're doing 3 jobs or 2 jobs or whatever it is, and you just need to find a couple of important keys to make you successful. So with reading that stuff, I will say, take what's important to you, what fits your lifestyle, because some of us, and most of us, aren't able to go to the gym for 4 hours a day. Most of us have jobs, and we have all these other things. However, it is extremely important. Get outside, do something. Even if you're going on a walk up the street, or you're playing baseball with friends. If you're in martial arts, fantastic. Snowboarding, skateboarding, riding a bicycle. There's a million different avenues that you can go down to get yourself into the physical shape that you want to be in, that you're driving toward. Just remember, the only one that holds the keys to that success is you. Because if you have 3 cheat days and you do good 4 days, guess what? You're doing okay if you were doing 6 bad days and only 1 good. But you have to go to a point to where you're giving up excuses. The best thing I can say is to start cutting out the excuses. Because the only way you're going to cut weight, the only way you're going to lift, the only way you're going to achieve the goals that you're going to want and get the results that you want is if you stop giving yourself excuses and stop letting other people give you excuses. Hey, it's only a cheeseburger. It's only pizza. It's only this. It's only that. Guess what? That's not the reality. If you want to get into shape, or if you want to live healthy, cut the shit out. So that's it for the health stuff today, guys. So back to the garage real quick. So you've seen this garage in multiple videos. I'm actually getting ready. That's why the V-Rod's sitting right over here. I'm getting ready to shoot the return of the V-Rod video. I've had quite a few people ask about it. I've had comments, emails saying, hey, we want a greater in-depth video. So I'm going to throw that together. I'm not going into a lot of details on that. This is the vlog, so let's vlog a little bit, right? Excuse me. So let's kind of pan around here a little bit. I'll show you guys this side of the garage. So if you come over here and look over on this side, so below us, kind of give you a quick view. So I've got the air hose. Below it's the air compressor. The Harley Davidson toolbox. As you can see, I got a little box above it there. Let's keep cruising here. The TV's playing, as you can see, just a little TV up there that's hooked to our DirecTV. So while we're working on stuff in the garage, we can put on some music. I took an old receiver. A lot of it's hobbled together. I'll go into details on some of the cool stuff that you can do for in your garage for a pretty cheap price, because more than likely you got some of this sitting around, or you know someone that does, that wants to get rid of it. So you can see the workbench here. I've got crap everywhere. So today, kind of the goal, and here let me kind of move the camera forward here a little bit. Let's Here, we'll freehand it for a second here. Get it off the tripod. There we go. Sorry about that. So as you can see over here, we've got my rollout cart. We've got the big toolbox. We've got some backpacks. So right about there is the drone. I was charging that because I was going to shoot some footage, but it was too windy. Beside it is my go bag for when I'm shooting footage. Got a cereal box, some snow shovels as it's been snowing a lot. Got some snowboarding gear, some baby stuff, snow blower. That's the that bike right there is featured in one of the videos. As you can see, I've got some hangers. The dog's hanging out over there. Some bins with some clothes and stuff in it. And then you can see this is kind of the light setup, so you can see clearly what we're shooting here. So today I'm gonna just do some quick cleanup in here. So I'm gonna clean up in here so I can shoot that other video. Most of this stuff that you see is just transient stuff that comes in and goes out, comes in and goes out. With having a family, you got a lot of stuff that moves in and out of areas, and the garage is no exception. So I try to keep it clean. It has gotten backed up a little bit. Actually, right over here, right under where the compressor was, there's some piles of stuff. So real simple, I'm just gonna do some quick cleanup in here so I can get ready for that other video. But a couple of big points: if you've got a garage or an office, I also use an office. We'll do some shooting in there, probably the next vlog. And I'll show you that area too. You know, when you've got a lot of stuff and you're moving stuff constantly around, like in this garage, we've got 2 doors and we've got the motorcycles and they're getting moved around and it's winter time. This is one of the main transports in and out, one of the main corridors. So it's kind of a pain in the butt, but you have to keep all your stuff together. So real quick, back to the garage. As you can see, it's all Craftsman stuff. If you look right about there, that little white bar, that's the E-Connect stuff from Craftsman. So if you're ever interested, it's actually holding that up. It's holding these shelves up, and it has some attachments on the back of it that actually hook to the wall. Just be careful when you're hooking it up. Always screw this stuff into studs. I'll go into more details later as we go. I work on most of our vehicles, work on the motorcycles. That's why I have toolboxes. That, and if you ever own a home, get ready to buy a bunch of equipment. We also have on the other side of the wall, I didn't really show it because it's kind of a mess right now, I have these big stands full of anything you could think of when it comes to being a homeowner or having kids, because you're going to be doing, as your kids get older, you're going to be repainting rooms, you're going to be doing trim, you're going to be filling holes when they accidentally drop something or put something into the wall. You're going to be doing a lot of stuff, so make sure and get that. If you either have a kid or have a house with kids, or you have roommates or whatever it is, it's going to be stuff that you're going to see a lot of. So I'm not going to go into much more detail there. Other than that, thank you guys for checking out the vlog. I know some of these are short, some of them are long. The last one we did, actually, I didn't intentionally make it almost 20 minutes long, but it came out that way. As we kind of roll through these, it is going to get better. We're still messing with the cameras and messing with sequences and all of that stuff. So another thing that we're going to start doing as the weather gets a little bit better is we'll start doing more interior exterior shots. I know it's been kind of like, oh, it's only here, it's only there. Well, right now, due to there's heavy snow and then it got warm and the roads are really icy, to be outside, especially in Alaska in the wintertime, man, you have to gear all the way up. We'll do a gear video so you guys can truly understand what it takes to kind of move around and do stuff in the winters in Alaska. So let's get going. I'm gonna kind of do a quick cleanup in the garage and then we'll get back to this and we'll wrap this up. All right, guys, so So one thing, kind of a tip for you guys for cleaning your garage or just cleaning your house is there is about 1,000,001 chemicals that you can use for cleaning your garage, cleaning your house, cleaning your entryways, especially because a lot of stuff happens. If you've got frequent traffic, we have a laminate wood flooring when you walk into the entrance of this house. And then of course, if you look right here, this stainless steel tabletop, this thing takes abuse because it's being worked on, stuff's being thrown on it, off of it all the time. So a tip for somebody that has high frequency stuff that needs a little help cleaning and doesn't want or has 15 chemicals is check this stuff out. What's in this bottle is called Super Clean. It's a degreaser. You can get this at Walmart, Lowe's, Home Depot. You can even get it, I think, at like AutoZone and all this stuff. It's in a purple jug. It's called Super Clean. It's a very good degreaser. I'll put a link. Amazon probably sells it, so I'll put a link below for this too. I put it in a little spray bottle. And this stuff, believe it or not, cleans probably better than any chemical that I've bought in over the counter, whether it's the Bleach Plus products, 409, any of those things. Don't wash windows with it, but this is for like hard surface cleaning, or if you have a spot on a wall, you can spray this on there and it will come off. It looks fantastic. Make sure to spray it, let it sit for a second and wipe it off. It also works great on floors when you have stuff, those little sticky things that come from the trees during fall. We get them here in Alaska all over and they stick to your floor, and then to get them up, you can try mopping them, you try 409, all these other products, and they don't get it off. This, if you spray it, let it sit for a few moments, it will get it off. I guarantee it. So what I normally do is I have this, the product itself, you get like a gallon of it for like $8. It lasts a long time. You don't need to use this all the time, or you shouldn't be using it all the time unless you've got some other issues. So what I normally do is this surface here, the stainless steel top, and then I also have this guy right here. What I normally do is spray it down, kind of hit it real lightly. As you can see there. And then what we'll do is let it sit for a few minutes, let it kind of seep down, and then we'll kind of run right over it and get all the big nasty stuff that's stuck to it. And then what we'll use, I've used multiple different, if you've got stainless steel, whether you got appliances or a workbench, the same thing kind of applies, because you'll get a lot of cleaners. This is the cleaner I'm using right at the moment because it's what I found. I've used the Widemer, I've used Murphy's, a lot of other guys make stainless steel. A lot of them, if you read what they are, it's a polish. So that means you got to clean the surface beforehand. With stainless, it's extremely important that you go with the grain. So if it's like on this table, the table goes left to right. So when you clean it, go left to right with the grain, or you're gonna get abnormal markings and you're gonna wonder why your table's never clean. So like I said, with this, I let the degreaser kind of sit, and then I'll do a quick wipe down with these towels. I use these Scott's towels. That's another kind of a tip for garage, is I buy Scott's towels. Let me grab one, I'll show you what it looks like. So for a long time, I use paper towels just because there are things that you don't want to use a regular towel for. So a couple years ago, I ended up buying these, and I didn't want to. I didn't want to for a long time. Why? Because they're a little spendy. And, you know, they're very pliable. I don't know if it says what the ply is on them. Anyways, this is like having 4 or 5 of your normal towels. As you can see, they're not, you can't just tear them apart like you can with other products. But they are more expensive. So it took me a while to finally say, you know what, let's just try this and see if one towel is better than like 5 or 6 paper towels. That's very true. So we ended up going to these. It's been fantastic. It's not a plug for Scott or anything, but consider this if you're in a work environment where you have a garage or an area where you're constantly doing stuff that needs to be cleaned up. These guys will actually save you money. I've bought probably a quarter the amount of these with the upfront cost, so you pay more upfront, but I ended up saving a lot of money because I stopped buying paper towels for the garage. So that's what this is, if you're wondering. So we'll just do a quick wipe to get all the surface debris off. Okay, so now we got a few seconds here, we'll let it dry. So another trick, and I've had this setup for a long time, and I bought piece by piece, and I've had a lot of different setups. I've sold a bunch, and traded and all this other stuff throughout time. So another tip with this is when you're using stainless steel cleaner, it doesn't matter what kind it is, spray it and let it sit for 3 to 5 minutes. It's gonna seep into all the crevices and all the surface of the stainless steel, and you want it to do that so you can get the best clean. So we're gonna do that. I know I'm not showing you how shiny the table is. It's kind of irrelevant. Let's tilt the camera a little bit more that way. It's kind of irrelevant because mine's a little scratched up and it doesn't come out very well. But we'll hit that. So a trick that I started doing a while ago is the top on this little table over here is plastic, right? So we all have plastic bins or plastic furniture or just equipment throughout our house with plastic. A trick to keeping it clean and making it look very nice was something I was challenged with. I tried all kinds of chemicals and it always came out kind of subpar looking. So one thing I did as I keep my vehicles very clean is you guys have, or should have, if you're a car, truck owner, some kind of Armor All. Or my favorite is actually this Turtle Wax, this F21 Super Protectant. Smells good, and actually I think it does a better job than does a little bit better job than the Armor All. However, there's a bunch of different kinds that do this. These automotive interiors are built for plastic and synthetic materials. So once you clean like the plastic top on that guy right there, or if you have plastic hanging cabinets, they make these in plastic or resin. They also make people use different Tupperware style things. And generally if you wipe them down, they kind of have an aged or residue look. Try this and I guarantee you're gonna be blown away. Don't overdo it though, because then it'll have kind of a sheen that you can't get off. So we'll go ahead and do that over here as well. Let that sit. And then I'm actually gonna grab so I've got a couple different types of these towels. If you're cleaning stuff all the time, you got cars, I'd suggest getting these. This is a used one. I have brand new ones in there for the vehicles. For this kind of stuff, I use these old ones, and then I'll throw them out. Like this one's almost at the end of its life. I'll go into this stuff later, more detailing stuff. But I use microfiber or this style of towel instead of the paper towel, just so I can really get into it, and it does a really nice job. Once it's clean, generally speaking, it's gonna stay clean for as long as you're not doing stuff on it. The other nice part about like that chemical, the spray-away stainless, is it does have a decent smell. It doesn't smell like a strong chemical or anything, so you're not overwhelmed by it. Some of these chemicals that you use for cleaning, most of you know, you should probably open a window up because it's got a strong odor and it's not good for you. And then it goes the same for the little table over here. There's quite a bit of debris on here. It just kind of collects it. It's a black top, so anything that sticks on it shows. So let's just do, there we go. Obviously the oil change parts, that's for one of our other projects we got going here. So let's take a look real quick. I'll unhook it here and show you guys what it looks like. So let's kind of unhook you here and I'll show you more or less what it looks like. Obviously I'm not buffing it so those scratches aren't there, but you can see how it's reflecting the light. So she is nice and clean. And then you can look at that guy. It's got kind of a nice clean look. It's even almost reflective to a point. And then obviously I still have quite a bit more to go in regard to cleaning goes. But a lot of this stuff, even if you don't have a setup like this, or you got a nicer, or you're just starting out, a lot of this stuff you can use for not just in your garage, but it can be used for just your house in general. So think about that stuff. You guys always want to take care of what you have, treat it right, and it'll last a long time. A lot of the stuff that you see in these videos and you'll see in other videos, I've owned it for a long time, and I just take care of it just by simple stuff like this, just maintenance, wiping it down, because you don't want buildup, you don't want damage to your goods. So thank you guys for tuning in. I tried to do a little bit of a different vlog, do kind of a cleanup, kind of a throwback to a little bit on the gym side, talk about that, do a little bit of garage cleanup. I know it wasn't in great detail, but it is, once again, it's pretty darn cold outside. The roads are very icy, and I hope you guys enjoyed. We've got another vlog coming soon. I'll list the chemicals and whatnot I was talking about below, and I will more than likely put links if I can find them. But all of these chemicals and whatnot I just showed you are available at your local department stores. Fred Meyer's, Albertsons, whatever your local stores are. Home Depot, Lowe's carries a lot of that stuff as well, so check those out. If you guys enjoyed this video, you know, please think about doing the subscribe button. I'll put that right here. It's the Wrenched Out Experiment emblem right about here. So go ahead and click that so we can continue growing what we have here. And if you guys just started or you've seen some of our content, we've got quite a few videos we've put out and we're growing by the week now. Go ahead and click right there. We're gonna try to do a vlog every 7 to 10 days. We've been successful so far. It does take a little effort on our part. We've got a lot of great material we're gonna go ahead and dive into with you guys. So I hope you enjoyed. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you on the next vlog.